The job in the call center is no longer guaranteed. What matters to them is the current month's numbers. It does not matter what you have achieved before. What matters is what you can achieve today. Even if you were excellent in the past and made profits for the company, if your level is currently mediocre, they will not have mercy on you and will look for a replacement with ease and without a shred of interest in you. You can go to hell, and what you achieved in the past has become forgotten. This is the reality of the job in any place, and we must deal with this reality. So I had to start looking for another job to secure myself if I suddenly found myself in the street. I said to myself, damn it, here we are again back to square one, and starting the journey of searching for a new job, and a new place with people I do not know. The interview moments of course begin with apprehension and suspicion from both sides, but I am the weak one. I am the one who needs the job, while they have the upper hand. There are so many who apply for the job, and the luxury of choosing between so many makes the company's owners deal carelessly and rudely with the applicants. I had to ignore all of this and endure it in order to secure a new job, because the bastard James would certainly throw me to the street sooner or later. It was a busy week full of job interviews. The first interview was in a company far from home, very far, but it doesn't matter. I will go by a hang glider if necessary. The man was 50 years old. His features expressed clear distress. I don't know why, as if they forced him to come and perform the interview with me. His face longed for a smile like the desert longs for flowing water, but he maintained his frown throughout the interview. He looked at my resume and then said, "Why do you want to leave your current job?" Just looking at his facial features made me give up the idea of applying for this company and working with this man. He was probably the owner of the company, and the company was a small office, rented in a building that allocated space to small businesses. I certainly didn't want to move from a low company to an even lower company, and I didn't want to leave one crazy boss for another crazy one, but I had no choice, and I had to go ahead with the interview even though the first impression did not seem well. He looked at me and said, "You passed the English test. This is very good." I said, "Thank God." He said, "You have good experience in sales. That's very good." I smiled and said, "Thank God." He said, "But you are in your mid-30s now. Don't you see that as a failure? I mean, applying for a job like this at this age. You should be in a better job, or have your own business at this age. Wouldn't you agree?" I smiled and said, "You are the owner of this company, right?" He said, "Yes." I asked him, "I think you are 50 years old, right?" He replied, "Yes." I said, "So, you are about 15 years older than me, and yet you do not own a big company to be arrogant with me. Rather, you rent this rat room, and think it is an office because you cannot afford the cost of buying an entire building, or even renting a respectable building. Also, you perform the interview by yourself, and you do not have employees to do it instead of you, because you cannot afford their salaries. So, you are living in the illusion that you are the owner of a company, but in reality you are nothing more than an arrogant old man. Is this considered a failure? However, even though you are a crazy old man, I do not consider you a failure. Do you know why? Because every person has his own circumstances, and only God knows your circumstances, and I do not know anything about you, so I will not judge you, but I certainly will not work for a crazy old man like you, and I will not work in this rat room you call a company. I would rather continue in my current sheet-hole company until they fire me than move to this sheet-hole of yours. Go to hell, you and this rat hole. Goodbye.